Ladies and gentlemen, today I will show you the new 2025 C8 ZR1 hidden features exposed. And are E-Ray orders starting? All right, as you can see, I'm back on the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Museum with another beautiful Z07, Z06 plus 25,000 just for buying my tickets with my link in the description and the pinned comment. Right now, you're getting 20% more for your money. And here is how you do it. You click here. It already has the Brink 20 in there. You fill out your information. You click on how many tickets you want. You click continue and you've purchased. So good luck, everyone. I can't wait to see the winner of this beautiful brand new 2024 Torch Red Z06 with the Z07 package and the black interior. What a beautiful car. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Brink of Speed. Today I'm excited to get into this video, but real quick before we get started, please smash that thumbs up button. As you know, this helps YouTube understand that you are enjoying the content. All right, so today's video will be a little bit like a sandwich, and here's how. I'll give you good news, then bad news, and then good news again. All right, let's get going. So for those of you who have not seen my last ZR1 video, I'll link it up top and in the description below. But in it, I discussed the latest theory about the ZR1, and I believe this video will help prove that theory is right. Also, anyone out there waiting to order their E-Ray, this video is definitely for you. But to top it off, we will discuss the real likelihood of the UAW strike getting much worse and shutting down even more plants. All right, as you can see, I am on the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, and it says here right at the top, E-Ray allocations are on the move. So I wanted to bring this to your attention and let you know that this certain gentleman was contacted by Criswell. Says he was contacted by his Criswell salesman that received 2 allocations. He told me to send him my specs. So let's discuss this. First of all, it seems interesting that this happened on the 22nd because a few days before that, I received a text message from one of my followers that lives in Florida stating that his dealership said the exact same thing. They knew they were going to receive allocations for the E-Ray and for him to put his build together and go ahead and submit it to them. So it sounds like this guy had the exact same thing happen a few days later. And then John of the Mid-Engine Corvette Forum says, that is excellent. Glad to hear that news. That verifies a birdie rumor that they actually will go in and it will be announced next Thursday morning. I went ahead and reached out to Criswell. Criswell was not at liberty to tell me how many allocations they did get, but they did verify with me that they are expecting E-Ray allocations this Thursday. So just a few days from now, and they will have E-Rays. However, there is more to this story. Okay, it says, I am hearing that the E-Ray allocations are somewhat limited this first batch, which is exactly what we heard at Corvettes of Carlisle. But it says that is something I cannot confirm either way. I also heard what I would similarly call a rumor that they are only being issued to the top dealers. Again, both of these things are not confirmed. So John of the Mid-Engine Corvette Forum is stating that what he also heard is that only the top dealers are getting these E-Ray allocations. So be sure to let us know in the comments down below if you've received a notice from your dealership to go ahead and put your build together because they are expecting allocations this Thursday. All right, let's move on to the bad news now. All right, next, as you see, we are on CorvetteBlogger.com, and this says next phase in UAW strike could have real consequences for the Corvette assembly plant. Now, that is big news that none of us wanted to hear. However, we all, I think, were expecting that this could happen. So let's just hope and pray that it doesn't. But real quick, I just want to let everybody know that all of this is going to be linked in the description below, so you can find these articles in the video description below as usual. I'm not going to go over everything here, but it does talk about how the President Sean Pham set a new deadline for noon on Friday for resolution of the contract talks, saying more workers at a number of new facilities would stand up and walk out of their jobs if a deal was not met. And just prior to today's headline, the UAW president released a new round of targets aimed at parts distribution centers run by GM and Stellantis. We found the 18 General Motors sites listed on abc7chicago.com. Now, I don't see the Bowling Green assembly plant listed on here. However, as we've talked about before, if one of these or a couple of these sites make parts for the Corvette, then Bowling Green is going to have to shut down as well. So, let's see, it says Bowling Green Assembly is already having some part supply issues, and these warehouse closures will most likely compound that situation. We also believe that these closures will affect dealer service departments receiving parts as well. Stay tuned though, as we'll update you with any other news that may impact the Corvette assembly line at Bowling Green Assembly Plant. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we are very close to having a shutdown at Bowling Green, which would be disastrous for the C8 yet again. But we're gonna keep our fingers crossed and hope that that doesn't happen. If you have any information about this, leave it in the comments down below. But let's go ahead and move on to the last piece of amazing news. And we're gonna go ahead and just stay on CorvetteBlogger.com so that you guys can see that the 2025 Corvette ZR1 prototype captured idling at the Colorado gas station. Now, this is really cool. I'm going to show this video in a minute, but I want to talk about a couple of things first. And that is that in my last video about the ZR1, I discussed that I used to believe what the rumors were out there of this being an LT6 with twin turbos having around 800 to 850 horsepower. However, since then, I've heard from someone who is a very high up at GM confirming that the ZR1 is going to be a hybrid. It's going to have the LT6 with 670 horsepower and the front motor from the E-Ray with 160 horsepower. 670 plus 160 is 830 horsepower altogether. It will be all-wheel drive. There will be no traction issues in the ZR1, and it will absolutely rip off the line. Super low 0 to 60 times and super low quarter-mile times. Now, the reason why I stated all that is because I believe that these videos that I'm about to show you are going to prove that 100% correct. Now, credit goes to Ron Droll for getting this excellent footage at the gas station. So thank you so much, Ron. I really appreciate the amazing footage. All right, so watch this, and when you're done, we'll come back and discuss.
Tim Burr's wagon waiting. That 2024. Got them all wrapped up and beautiful. Yep. Quadruple tailpipes. Straight from Michigan. Manufactured. Welcome to America. Brand newborn baby. It's a newborn. This is what you do when you're newborn. Use a baby. And we're off. Drop them off and keep it pushing. Security guards and everything. Look at 10 of 10 birds vehicles going off in the wind. Everybody's over here.
All right, so I noticed a few really neat features that I'd never noticed on the ZR1, but let's point out the obvious stuff first. The obvious things first are the wheels. The wheels are actually wheels from a Z06. So it's interesting that we're going to see different mules with different wheels. However, it's not the wheels that we're after in this at all. So let's go ahead and scroll around to the other side, and it's right here. Let's get to that again. Right here is where I want to stop. Now, for those of you who are wanting the front fenders to really flare out, I think you're going to really love the fact that These front fenders right here are huge. Now, a lot of this is the black, whatever they put on these camo cars, but as you can see, it is super flared out right there. So I wanted to point that out. Now let's go back to the very front, or the very beginning of this enormous cowl on the hood. Now we're gonna get a much better picture of that in another video, but I wanted to point that out first. Look at this. Look at the rear wheel on this car. So they've got the Z06 front wheels on and the new ZR1 rear wheels on this car. So I don't know if anyone has pointed that out to you yet in any videos, but I thought that was pretty interesting that they went with Z06 on the front, ZR1 on the rear.
Quadruple tailpipes, straight from Michigan.
Now another thing that you'll notice is it does have the quad exhaust, just like the Z06.
And we're off.
Now when that pulls away,
drop them off and keep it pushing.
You can immediately tell that that is an LT6, especially when you hear this Rapid Blue Z06 coming up.
Security guards and everything. Look at Tana Burr's vehicles going off in the wind.
They both sound exactly the same, so really, really cool that we did hear right there that it is an LT6. Now, a lot of you are going to say if it's a hybrid, it's going to start up much quieter than that. Not if you have it in any kind of like sport or track mode. It should automatically turn that quiet startup off and it'll just sound like a Z06 starting up. Now, thank you to Aaron Branham for the spotting of these two ZR1s. I really appreciate you getting this excellent footage. All right, now what do we know about the hybrids? The E-Ray is going to allow you to go about 45 miles an hour without turning on the rear engine. So just with the motor alone, you can go about 45. These cars look like they may be going right around that speed and you hear zero noise. There's no way possible for even a Z06 to drive by you and have zero noise. It's impossible. So I believe that what we're looking at here is definitely a hybrid ZR1, and they have it in the hybrid mode, they have it in tour mode, whatever you want to call it, where it is using only the front motor to go past this car. And this guy, what an excellent capture he has gotten here, because now we are able to really verify that there is zero sound out of that rear exhaust. Again, if this was a LT6 Z06 driving by, you would hear an enormous sound coming from that exhaust, even in tour mode, and you hear nothing out of both of these cars. The other thing that I noticed that's super obvious is this front cowl again coming up and showing that this is something totally different than we've ever seen on these mules. And who knows, it could be something that they're just putting on there to confuse us all, but what I think this could be is just a big massive cowl for the ZR1. It could have the air scoop in the front and then the massive cowl on the end of it right there close to the windshield, so that airflow can come in from the very front scoop, cool that motor down, and then all the hot air comes out that cowl. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below though. As you will see right here though, the front wheels are Z06 wheels again, and the rear wheels are the ZR1 wheels. So very interesting. I don't know if it's the same way on this first mule, but let's check it. Let's go back. Yep, ZR1 wheels right there, and Z06 wheels on the front. So very interesting. You can see that cowl even more defined here on this front mule. So just wanted to bring all of that new ZR1 footage to you. So in wrapping things up, I guess all of this depends on what happens with the UAW strike. When will it end, and how much of an impact will it have on these future C8 models? However, I'd still like to know in the comments down below if any of you guys out there have heard from your dealerships about the E-Ray, and I'd like to know what dealership you are at that are getting these allocations, because according to the Mid-Engine Corvette Forum article, it is stating that only the top dealerships are most likely to get these E-Ray allocations. So please let us know in the comments below what dealership you have. Also, let us know if you have any information regarding the ZR1 that I did not go over and what your thoughts are on that. And then last but not least, if you work for GM in any capacity or you have any friends or family that do, please let us know in the comments below whether you think the Bowling Green assembly plant is going to be affected by this UAW strike in any way, shape, or form in the near future. I hope it is not, but it kind of looks like it may be. So that's going to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found this very informative. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. I hope that each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have sweet ZR1 and E-Ray dreams, and I will see you guys out on the road.